everyone. My name is Zoe. Welcome back to Kruger Creates. This is a space for creatives and people who are spiritual and artsy and all of the above. Also, musical people. I'm very musical as well. Today, I wanted to focus on the topic of failure as we perceive it, and then also like reframing failure so that we can improve the narrative that we have about ourselves and in our own lives. So, yesterday I was reflecting on the different leadership positions that I've had throughout my life and like the things that led into me having those leadership positions. So, for example, when, let me think, or even just like getting into or like doing the things that bring me the most joy, and how I often had to overcome challenges in order to get into those different things. So, for example, my a cappella group in high school, I didn't get in the first time, but I still persisted, and then I got in the next time. My a cappella group in college, I also did not get in the first time, and then I got in and proceeded to become one of the presidents of my a cappella group, and I rebuilt the group. And I was reflecting on also like at this point in my life, within the span of like, sorry, my computer's having, it's like, within the span of the past, like just over half a year, at my current job, I have gone from like an entry level position. Then I was given, what's the word? I was promoted. I was promoted from the entry level position to a trainer position. Then I was promoted a second time to be a field manager. And so now like I have obviously more responsibilities. And it's been really exciting to like grow and overcome challenges. And I think something that I realized is the thing that makes me a good leader is not, how do I phrase this? I think it is deeply rooted in the fact that I was not always good at the thing that I'm currently doing. So, like, the fact that I failed, that I have been at the bottom that there is to be within whatever group dynamic, whatever situation, and I have seen that for myself, and I have been there, and I have been through that struggle, and I have felt like the frustration that comes with that. Because I have been in those positions and I have felt that failure, when other people, like now that I'm in a leadership position, when other people are going through that, I am able to support them in a way that I don't think like a leader who hadn't been there would be able to. Because I'm able to speak from experience. It's not just like a hypothetical, it's not just like trying to give advice. It comes from a place of like, I know what that's like because I was there too. And it allows me to have like a different level of like empathy and understanding for people that are in those situations because I've been there. I've quite literally been in those situations. And I was thinking about that. And I was thinking about how my failure, my previous, like the things that previously made me feel like I wasn't doing my best, or like the struggles that I've been through. It was those lows that allowed me to grow as much as I have and to help other people in the way that I'm able to. And I guess I just hadn't thought about that. Because, like, one of the things in my a cappella group, for example, me and my co-president, my senior year, neither of us got in our first semester. And having the leadership within a group be people who failed the first time and then succeeded, it allows for a different level of acceptance of people who have gone through the same thing. Because I remember there was like a certain level of like people were made to feel bad. But the thing is, like, especially in something like an a cappella group, um, it often has to do with like the group's needs at a given time. And it's not anything personal. You could be the best singer ever, and let's say you're a soprano, and they already have 5 sopranos and they only need basses, you're not going to get in because the group does not need another soprano. It would be unbalanced, and they wouldn't be able to support you in the way that you need. Versus like when the timing is correct and the group dynamic is correct and the need is there, you can fill that need. And I just don't think like I just believe that by being in that position, I was able to see issues that someone who had not been in that position would not be able to see. And being able to see those issues, I was then able to address them. And I was able to help the group dynamic and help us grow from there to not create any type of feelings of like otherness or lesser than. And I was just thinking about how I'm grateful for all of the experiences that I've had because they have allowed me to become the person that I am, and they have given me strength that I otherwise would not have, or would not have had to develop. So I kind of think about it as like a rubber band. So like it gets pulled down, but that shoots you up. So these blockages or these failures, they don't have to be seen as a negative thing. I think in this society, we try to label things good and bad, but the majority of things are neutral. And so like by reframing your failures as something that led to like your greatest success, or even looking at them and being like, yeah, I failed, but I got back up and I kept going and I kept pushing myself and I got better and I learned from that failure and I was able to become a better person because of that failure. That just shows like so much character. So much character, and I just think there's a lot of value to be found in our failures. And also like a lot that we can learn about ourselves. Like let's say a job doesn't work out. You can look at that and have a pity party and be like, dang, that job I really wanted to work out didn't work out. And you can focus on the loss, or you can take it as an opportunity and be like, okay, this wasn't a good fit for me in the first place. Now I have an opportunity to realign myself with something that actually makes me happy and that I would enjoy doing. And also, I can take from this and be like, okay, in the next job that I have, I will not be looking for XYZ. And maybe you can even look at the things that you did enjoy about the job and be like, okay, I do enjoy these things and I would like to see this in the next job that I have. Every failure teaches you something, and it allows you to grow in some type of way or get to know yourself in some type of way. And I think it's important to focus on the things that you gain. They're like reframing it as it's not a loss ever. It is a gain. It is for your growth. And I just think that reframing it in that way allows you to look at past experiences that were not good experiences, that made you feel bad, as an understatement, but experiences that you did not enjoy. And looking at those and saying, okay, I went through these things. What did I learn from these things? What led me to be in that situation in the first place? And allowing yourself the space to have like grace, and understanding for where you've been and what you've been through and why you made the choices that you made. And then also being like, and I won't allow myself to go through that again. And this is how I'm going to prevent that. Or this is the things that I'm going to take with me. The and carrying the lessons rather than the burdens, rather than the pain. Before I started this whole thing, I pulled some cards because I was like, oh, are there any messages that I need to say? And I'm using the Rasuli Great Eastern Oracle. I just got this one recently, and I was at the crystal shop, and I was like, oh my gosh, the art style is so pretty. I was like, can I like take a look at this deck? Instantly, I was like, yup, this is the one. So the cards I pulled, the first one that came out was Build on Your Inner Strength. Light up the sky with your mind. And I'm just going to read what it says for that one. And it says, the one who says he can and the one who says he can't, they are both correct. And that's a quote from Confucius. And this goes like hand in hand with what I was saying about failure and looking at it and reframing it. What you believe about your own narrative is your truth. And you can choose to look at it in a negative way, or you can choose to look at it in a positive way. There is multiple ways of looking at your own story. And there are ways that you can reframe it so that you can see yourself as an empowered person rather than disempowering yourself and expecting the worst. You can empower yourself and expect better of yourself the next time. Or you can just take the lessons you learned with you. But yeah, both are correct. Both are true. And that's the funny thing about truth. Anyway. Oh, this is funny. Okay. I only say it's funny because I'm an artist. The first line is, next time you view a painting, look at the way the artist has landed their brush on the canvas. When an artist has confidence in themselves, they spread the paint freely across the canvas and creates forms with total assurance. But when an artist struggles to paint what they are looking at or to capture the idea they have in mind, the brush strokes reveal the lack of self-assurance. And the next part is reflection. So it says, success comes when you have confidence in your ability and are determined enough to follow through. You will achieve your goal when your mind embarks on great and worthy courses with assured hope and trust. Believe that you are endowed to attain what you want. Even if you don't gain something directly, persist and you will ultimately succeed. If you doubt your ability, you probably won't persevere to achieve what you are after. As a result, you will long for something more and feel that you are not making the most of your time. You are born to manifest the divine creative glory that is within you. Believe in yourself. You can achieve in all circumstances. Be what your nature has intended for you to be. Do not desert your aptitude. Let your capability freely express itself and inspire others to do the same. As you are liberated from your fear, your expressions will automatically liberate others. And a mantra that it says for people to repeat that might be helpful. I believe in myself and have faith in my ability to face any challenges that appear along my path. It's like that triumph over adversity. It's like, yes, there will be roadblocks. Yes, there will be challenges. What do you do when you get to those challenges? Do you stop? Do you give up? Or do you get back up? Do you find another way? Do you persist? Do you reframe your narrative? Or do you sit in a narrative that no longer serves you or does not help you and just reinforces like negative beliefs? But yeah, this is what the card looks like. It's someone who looks like they're on a journey, but also it seems like they're holding their hand up towards the sky. Oh, that's funny, because I was like, yeah, self-empowerment and alignment for sure. Okay, next card that came out is Cherish Every Moment. This is what it looks like. I I love this art style. It's so beautiful. It says, let spirit carry you forward. This worldly life is like a shadow. If you try to catch it, you will never be able to do so. If you turn your back towards it, it has no choice but to follow you. Oh. And that's by Ibn Qayyim. I'm not sure if I said that name correctly, but I did my best. It says, you are here on earth to live in heaven now, not after you die. To live in heaven is to willingly surrender to the present, rather than spending time thinking about or grieving the past or worrying about what might be in the future. Your quality of life is determined by how positive and optimistic you are at any time. Living in the moment means utilizing all your senses and staying in the experience of how that feels. A soft voice is reminding you that all you have longed for is here with you now. Embrace the present, savor every breath, and use your energy to enjoy whatever you are doing in each moment. Be the beauty that you are. Let joy help to change you into an expanding universe. Happily surrender to your marvelous aliveness, and let the sun anoint you with its light. Dear one, you owe it to yourself to live to the fullest, to make every moment count, and to do it now. Focusing on past concerns shuts off your creative power. By being spontaneous, you will become more confident in who you truly are. This will heighten your self-esteem and make you more open to the truth. Your relationships will be more satisfying because you will not fall into negativity and arguments so easily. And the mantra is, starting now, I am more spontaneous and live to the fullest by making every moment count. The next one. There we go. The next one is focus on your blessings. Adjust your taste to what you deserve. This is what the card looks like. So it's kind of like a light shining down on someone. It looks like they're kind of in a forest. At least that's how I perceive it. It says, a thankful person is thankful under all circumstances. A complaining soul complains even in paradise. And this is a quote from Baha'u'llah. I believe that's how you say it. Imagine you are on a pilgrimage of your soul. You are celebrating a joyful event, and kindred spirits and angels surround you in the festivity. You are in a place where there are no wrong turns. Blessings shower you from above. This is a gift of life that you are meant to receive. Your happiness is determined by the way you relate to your condition, to what you imagine it to be. This is literally what I was saying. Your happiness is determined by how you relate your condition to what you imagine it to be. Reframing your narrative. Imagining better for yourself, not getting stuck in old narratives that aren't serving you anymore, not hyperfixating on the failure itself, but the growth that came from it, the things you learned from it. Wake up and open your eyes to the generosities that are your right. Know that you have total capability to deal with every adventure or misadventure that comes along the way. Your contentment in life is achieved when you turn routine works into joyful plays and change ordinary opportunities into blessings. You cannot alter the things that you don't like, but it is better to adjust your notion about what you deserve. This oracle guides you to recognize that the road to thankfulness lies in the flow of your soul. The more you focus on your blessings, the more likely you are to find yourself on the receiving end of the generosity and benevolence of the universe. Yeah, this also has to do with like energy, and where your attention goes, energy flows. Okay. Sit quietly in peaceful surroundings and wisely assess your conception of what you ought to have. You will get more happiness from an hour of contemplation than you get from a long period of laboring to increase your possessions or improve your environment. I am thankful for all the gifts I have received and do not complain about what I don't have. staying in an attitude of gratitude rather than focusing on your failures. Good stuff. And the last card is Assurance in the Self. You're better than you realize. This is what it looks like. It says, worry is itself an illness because it is an accusation against divine wisdom and a criticism of divine compassion. And that's a quote from Said Nursi. Imagine you are a small bird sitting on a branch, doing what all birds do. Suddenly, a strong wind begins to blow, swaying the tree in every direction. If you leave the branch, you will have to battle the wind. The alternative is to remain in the tree, knowing you can fly to other branches for shelter. If things get worse, you can leave the tree at any time and face the wind. Realizing there are other branches to land on and knowing you have wings to fly to safety is what gives you self-assurance. You are more capable than you realize. Perhaps you have not yet used much of your unique skill because you are unsure of your ability to be successful. If this is the case, all you need is a little courage. You were born a creator. When you act with assurance, help and support seem to appear miraculously on your path. Nothing great can ever be achieved if you don't believe you are capable of accomplishing it. Remember, it is difficult to arrive at your highest potential by only using the tools and techniques of the past. Yeah. Take some time to examine your life, your dream, and your work, and ask yourself if you are satisfied with what you have achieved. If you are not completely satisfied, listen to the guidance of this oracle with your heart, for it is presenting you with an opportunity for a bright new future. Doors will open to you as soon as you begin to break away from the habits that block your growth. The moment you become engaged in creating something new, you will head in a new direction. Success is inevitable when you have faith and believe that you are capable and creative enough to achieve what you want under all circumstances. And the mantra is, I'm done trying out things when I face I'm done trying out things when I face a challenge. I now follow my heart and act on my life with confidence, determination, and intention. But yeah, I think all of these kind of have to do with living intentionally and focusing on the blessings in your life and like the strength that comes with overcoming failure and overcoming setbacks and obstacles and just trusting that the things that are happening, the blockages that are there, that are occurring, are for protection. And I've said this, I think, in another video that I posted, but every rejection is a redirection. If it is not meant for you, don't force it. Don't force it, because let's say you force it. Let's say it's a relationship. Someone doesn't like you back, but you keep pursuing them. Let's say they do end up with you, but it's not because they actually want to be with you, it's because no one else wants to be with them. Are you truly going to be happy in that relationship? Are you going to be wanted? Are you going to be treated the way you want to be treated? Like, would you not rather avoid that and avoid having to learn a new lesson or to relearn a lesson that you've been taught already? But yeah, I think it's important to reframe the things that you've been through in a positive light. Not in a toxic positivity way, because obviously things are painful and it's important to process those things and to work through them in a healthy way and not just like avoid them. That's not healthy. Negative emotions are going to come up from these bad experiences. It's important to let yourself feel those things, but also to feel them so that you can move through them and release them, and also be able to look at them and say, okay, this thing happened. Why did it happen? What was my role? How was I a part of it? What can I do different next time? How can I grow from this? And just reframing those experiences in a way that is more beneficial for you and for your overall growth. Rather than just getting stuck in these loops of also like taking pity on yourself and feeling bad for yourself. Like you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You are a complex human being. You've been through a lot of different things, a lot of good things, a lot of bad things. And whatever the bad things have been, allow that to be your rubber band and allow it to shoot you up to a higher height than you've ever been before, rather than allowing it to just sink and allowing yourself to just sink. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. Rubber bands are meant to flick back up. The tension, if you do not allow the rubber band to release, the tension is held within you. Yeah, I just thought that was important. I wanted to talk about it, so I hope that was helpful for someone. If it was, drop a comment below. If this is the type of content you like seeing, let me know. I'm still figuring out this whole YouTube thing, but I just got this new deck and I would love to use it more. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace.